This episode has been sponsored by Erica Acosta from Modern Images, located in Harlingen, Texas, at 2305 East Harrison. Erica is a color specialist and Brazilian blowout certified. If you would like to set up an appointment, give her a call at 956 241 1973. Now back to the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Music and Beyond. I'm Ernie Crazy Eyes from Primitive Minds and Recall Productions. Today, I have a special guest, Lies of an Alibi from Houston, Texas. How you guys doing?
So doing good, man. Doing good, man.
I'm excited to talk to you guys, man. It's been like 7 years coming.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a long time, brother.
Yeah, man. How's the pandemic treating you guys?
It's been up and down a little bit. I'm sure it's been the same for everybody, but we're hanging in there, doing good. Finally back to writing some music again, so that's a big plus for us. So hopefully we can continue to share stuff over the next few months or so.
Yeah, I'm excited because when you guys well, to me, in my opinion, it was like if you guys just kind of released a song overnight without telling anybody, because that's literally how it felt like.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I mean, we took a little bit of a break whenever the pandemic hit, early this year. Um, we probably didn't even play as a band for probably like 3 months, and then we're like, dude, nobody's working. Let's jam. Like, what are we doing here? Let's go. Come on. And so we ended up getting a new guitar player also at that time, and he came in and we started writing new songs with him. So that's kind of where we're at now.
Oh, that's cool. Who's the new guitar player?
The new guitar player is Matt Hernandez, and he replaced Jay Hernandez. They're not brothers or related, but
Oh,
but,
okay.
but yeah, they Jay had to step out. He had his own life issues he was working on, so
Yeah.
he just didn't have the time to do the band right now. So he stepped out. Matt stepped in.
And I'll add to that having Matt in the band now, our writing skills have greatly increased. We've been able to open some doors that we weren't able to do before.
Yeah, for sure. Matt's a really talented guitar player.
Who was the one that would do the screams? Was that Jay?
That's Alex, the bass player.
Oh, that's Alex. Okay, because I was like,
he's still here. He's working out of town though, so he's kind of in and out a lot as well. So we're writing without him right now.
Because when I heard the single, like I was expecting, to hear Alex just, I'm like, and there was, I was like, I need to go back and listen to some of their older stuff.
Yeah, so there's only a couple screams in that, and those were done by me. So.
Oh, okay.
They're not as Alexy as you'd probably expect them to be, but they're there. They're good enough.
Yeah, I'm honestly like super excited. I kind of feel like I've been saying those words all day.
Nice, man. Appreciate that.
And one thing I've always wondered, because I'm very intrigued with the band names and stuff, but does Lies of an Alibi have a story?
Well, I mean, kind of, but not really. So we were trying to come up with a band name, and
Soul Intention.
I like the word alibi. like because like the band, like it's like a lot of times it's an excuse to do stuff, right? To get out of the house. So it's kind of like oh, I was at band practice, or whatever. It's one of those things. And then I was like, yeah, well, everybody's a fucking liar. Oh, excuse my language. Sorry, I don't know if you're allowed to cuss.
You can cuss. That's okay.
Okay. I was like, everybody's a freaking liar. So I'm like, what about, Lies of an Alibi? It's kind of, I don't know. It wasn't really a story. It's just kind of what we came up with. And we couldn't think of anything else better at the time.
So everything else was bad.
We had a list of probably like 200 names, dude, but just none of them like felt right,
Yeah.
So we kind of went with that one,
You know what? I could totally dig it because I honestly really love the Soul Intention name too.
Yeah.
And it just, like that one felt a little bit more mysterious.
Right. And I really like the band name Soul Intention as well. The only issue with that name is that even concert venues, they would spell our name wrong all the time.
Oh, really?
Constantly. People would go look it up and they would type in the wrong kind of soul, or they would put intention all in one word, or like as if this was my intention to do something instead of actually intention.
You know what?
So they were always messing it up.
Yeah. The last time you guys played McAllen, I think they did that. They put like soul and they put intention together.
Yeah, exactly. So they do like SOLE, like your only intention. But it's like that's not it, dude. It's your soul's intention. You know what I mean? It was just one of those names that was like as clever as it was, as good as it sounded.
Confuse people.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone was always confused, and I was like, you know what? We gotta change it. Let's do something that no one can mess up. You know.
Unless you don't know how to spell alibi.
Yeah, I know. They be spelling it with a Y, so I'm like, you know what, dude? I don't even care.
Some people think that it says alibi. They're
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what? You can't read.
Yeah, I mean, band-aids are tough, man. I don't know, dude. If we ever got picked up by a record label, I don't know. We'd probably have to change it again. They'd be like, look, we just need one word. Make it one word that no one can mess up.
Hey, just do the theory thing and just call yourself Theory. Like, just call yourself LOAA.
Yeah, well,
apparently in Arabic, that means contact us from what we found out through Facebook earlier.
No, it just means contact you, bro. They're telling you to contact us.
It said translate, and it said, is this in Arabic? And it said contact us.
Yeah, that's to ask what that means.
I thought we had cracked some kind of Rosetta Stone. Well, there it is. I'm not the most intelligent drummer, okay? So.
Nah, man.
No, I'm kidding. Oh, and who inspired you guys to pick up the sticks and the microphone?
For me, it was an accident. I joined band in intermediate school, and I originally wanted to play a trumpet, but all those slots were filled up, so they made me go try out for percussion, and I did not want to play drums. I thought they were boring. I thought it was like a caveman instrument. So I ended up playing, and I started to like it. And as I got better, I started experimenting with jamming with friends from school, and it just kind of took off from there.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Well, what about you, Jake?
Man, me, you know what, dude? I remember being probably like 5 years old. You know, my cousin comes over and he's putting on all these songs. Like, look, this is Guns N' Roses, bro. Listen to Guns N' Roses. So I'm listening to Guns N' Roses. And I started learning all the songs that I liked so much. And, I started singing. And, I'm in church back in the day. I was always in the little church choirs and all that stuff. And there's something about it, dude. I just love to be in front of people singing. So I'd always picture myself on like MTV and all these different things. And, I know personally, well, in my personal opinion, I'm not the best singer. There's always someone way better. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is I have like a love for performing. And for me, that's what it was. I was like, look, I can't play an instrument. Every time I've tried to play an instrument, I can play some notes and stuff. I can play like 2 drum beats, but I just don't have the dexterity for it, to do it. So, but for singing, it came natural. So, I was like, well, hey, if I can sing, I can get in a band and get on stage and sing. And just kind of went with it.
That's awesome, man. And I'm glad you guys, took this path because, I've been with you guys since SIT, Soul Intention. Oh, yeah. There you go. You could have named the band SIT.
Yeah, that would be good.
And like one of my favorite songs from you guys for when you guys were Soul Intentions was Break the Cycle.
Yeah.
Followed by One Request. And, I just love the writing in Break the Cycle. And I like the screams, I think it was in One Request.
Yeah.
So
I think the lyrics in Break the Cycle was probably one of the truest, like, factual lyrical songs that I've written in quite a while. Because that song is basically about my life,
Yeah.
When it's almost a storybook, and that song, like, even if a lot of people, it's not their favorite song, they can listen to the lyrics and they be like, wow, dude, that's deep, and I really like that song.
Will we ever maybe see you guys pick up that song or change it a little bit? Or
here's the deal. I recently decided so if you don't know, those songs have never been published, officially published. Those songs, they're available on YouTube and stuff like that, but they've never been published.
All the time.
So what I was gonna do is I was gonna remaster one of them. Feels Like It Should, I was gonna do new lyrics, and then I was gonna redo the lyrics and remix it and master it.
Yeah.
And then I was gonna take 4 of the other tracks, and I'm gonna make an actual EP and publish it under our new name. So probably within the next 3 to 6 months, you'll have a new album available, but it's gonna be called Soul Intention. So, and then those songs will all be uploaded to Apple Music, Spotify, all that good stuff, officially, since they never were. So,
and you'll probably be seeing them live also in the near future. At least maybe.
Right. We might pick up a couple. Yeah. We might pick up a couple of those tracks to start playing live.
I'm actually pretty excited right now that you tell me that. Like, it'll probably help me sleep better knowing that, you know. If they just magically disappear off of YouTube, and sometimes I would go on a daily basis, like, oh, is that song still there? Like, I need to listen to that song, and I need to learn the song so that if I ever decide to just do karaoke and stuff, like,
there you go.
Because with that song, like I was going through there. I went through that in high school. Like, I was in a relationship, and then like she broke up with me. She cheated on me, and then she got with this other guy, and they got married. So you know, like the first few lyrics, like I knew, like last year you married him, and I know he treats you like a queen, but I would have done the same thing. And I'm just like, fuck, like this.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, and so that's kind of why I decided to go ahead and publish the songs officially.
Yeah,
because they a lot of people have never heard them, you know, and they're good songs. So I want to put them out there and let people have a place to save them and listen to them on their playlists and stuff like that. So it'll be there hopefully within the next 3 to 6 months as an official album.
I'm excited, and if you weren't even gonna like release them or like that, I would have just given you like some monies to buy the master copies of them.
Come on.
Right.
Well, hopefully here in the next 3 to 6 months you'll be able to add them to whatever playlist you want and download them, all that good stuff. So
yeah, I'm gonna freaking just play it everywhere I go.
There you go. Appreciate that, man.
And you guys played a few shows with Fuel, and when I saw you guys, and I know you guys have opened up for like Saliva, Puddle of Mud, and a few other bands. How does it feel to be able to accomplish that, and how's the feedback been, at their shows?
I would say for me, what it feels like, I mean, at first, maybe the first couple times you play with a major band, it's a little intimidating, and your nerves start to act up a little bit. You want to maybe rush through the songs a little bit quicker than you should. But after a while, it just becomes routine. You get used to it, and you get an idea for how to perform for the crowd and everything. So the more we do it, the easier it becomes. But as far as the feedback from the crowd and stuff like that, I think you saw it yourself at Far Event Center when we were selling a lot of T-shirts and stuff like that, and nobody even knew who we were. They thought Lit was going to be on that show, and we ended up getting the spot. And we were selling tons of CDs, tons of shirts, everything. So the response has always been good.
I think we outsold Alien Ant Farm that night.
You know what? I still have your Soul Intention CD somewhere.
Nice. Yeah, I think that it's like a misconception for a lot of bands. They think, oh, if I can get on one of these big shows, we're gonna make it. It doesn't really work that way, These bands, they play with a different opening act almost every night, But the thing is, you got to take those moments when you get those shows, and you got to learn from them. And that's one thing that we did is we had so many. We played with tons of big bands.
Yeah.
And it's like every time we did one, we got, like you said, more comfortable with it. But we also started to learn what these other bands were doing. You get a chance to see firsthand how they perform their shows, how they do their sound checks, how they act before they go on stage. What they're doing. Do they come out and meet the crowd? And you get to see all these things, and you get to see it from the band perspective. And it definitely helps us grow as far as that. And then as far as the feedback from the crowds, dude, I don't know, man, like there's been a lot of these national acts we played with that I don't want to say we outdid them, but we definitely put on a better show than quite a few of them. Now, some of them have some better hits, but at the same time, when they're on stage, they're not fun to watch. You know what I mean? Sometimes they're just really boring. But you know how we are. We like to jump around, throw down, and just have a great time and get the crowd into it as much as possible. So
There's actually when I saw you guys with Fuel, like I was excited to see Fuel, and when you guys came on, I literally just forgot about Fuel, and I was like, you know what, I'm
yeah,
gonna hang out with these guys.
that's a huge compliment, man. I appreciate that.
I think it's because of you guys that I literally go see bigger bands just for the opening act.
Yeah, I wish more people were like that, dude. So many people, even whenever we do our own headlining shows, like when they're like, "Well, what time you go on?" I'm like,
Oh,
well, I was like, "Well, we go on at 10, dude, but you need to be here at 8 because the band that's opening is actually really good. You know what I mean? You need to come here early to watch the earlier bands." But a lot of people, they don't, they're just there to support you. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
like, I just wish more concert goers would be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go hear an entire night of music and like let me hear something new and try to see if I like it." But a lot of people don't. They don't think that way, unfortunately.
Like I threw a party last year for my birthday. I got a comedian, two rappers, an acoustic guy, and a band. And like there was people that got there like when the last band was playing, but there was people that got there like since the beginning, and they even
Yeah,
told me like, "Hey, those comedians are funny." That guy on the guitar was freaking great. He sounded like Alice in Chains. The freaking the rappers are really good, and the rock band is they have like a class act, and I'm like, yeah, like, and that's what I'm trying to show people, like, just because you know, maybe your band's not getting played on the radio or on
yeah,
Sirius XM, like it doesn't mean that your band's not good because
right.
you know I've seen a lot of bands and you know
I think I think a lot of people at this time, you know, they're just there's a lot of really bad bands out there.
oh yeah
Everybody thinks they're in a band. Everybody's like, "Oh, listen to my music." And what's happened is that music is so easy to record and publish nowadays that everyone and their mom thinks that they're a great rock band or musician. And
yeah
so then you got all these people just flooding social media with new music, new music. Oh, check out my band, check out my band. Everybody wants people to check out their band. And eventually people are like, "Dude, I ain't checking out no bands." And you know what I mean? And that really hurts the market, I think, especially now because it's hard to make money as a musician.
oh yeah
Only the top people are making money.
yeah definitely.
Everyone else is just struggling to climb up. So it is what it is. But I think that's why a lot of people don't show up early. They don't care anymore until they hear something they like, and then things change.
And can you talk to me about Beyond the Clouds? Because that was a very deep song, in my opinion.
Yeah. So my mom, she's a single parent. She had 4 kids, right? And then she had a fifth kid, and I was about 8 years old at the time. And my mom's a single parent, so she decided to let a family adopt her youngest son, Chad. That's who the song is about. My youngest brother, Chad.
Oh,
And so he was adopted out to a family that lived in New York, and we live in Texas. So the song is about him. He was adopted out to a family that they couldn't have kids, but they were young and they were great people. And my mom already had 4 kids, and there's no way she could have been able to care for him and all of us equally. So, anyways, when he hit about 8 years old, he was diagnosed with leukemia. And
oh,
nowadays, most kids, it's a pretty high survival rate for leukemia. But
yeah,
back then, it was like a 50-50. You're either going to make it or you're not. You're on the line. It's like a thin line. And he went through chemo like 3 times, and the last time he actually, so technically he didn't die of leukemia. He died of an infection whenever he finished his last round of chemo.
oh man,
Um, yeah, and he was 12 years old, and the kid was just talented in every way. He was an artist. He was a figure skater. He loved music. He was just I didn't get to know him that well. You know, the only time I got to know him, I talked to him on the phone a couple times, and I got to saw pictures of him throughout holidays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they live in New York. You know what I mean? I didn't get to see him, and you know, it hurt my mom a lot. You know, that because even though she didn't raise him, and she rarely got to see him or talk to him, that was her son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that song, I tried to write that song, Ernie. I probably wrote that song about 8 times before we finally got it to where I thought was respectful enough for my mom to think it was good and worth it, you know. And yeah, that song means a lot to me, man. And I wouldn't say that it's our best song or it's like our most exciting song or whatever, but the song is gonna mean something to people who hear it, who need to hear it. You know what I mean? And that's what I think art's really about is doing what you think is right and putting it out there. And if people like it, they like it. If they don't, that's up to them, you know?
That's crazy, man. I'm gonna have to re-listen to that song again since.
Yeah.
Man.
The song is 100% real.
What'd your mom think when she heard it?
So the first time my mom heard that song was at Lies of an Alibi's very first concert.
Okay.
And my mom always comes out, right, to my shows. She always comes and supports. And she came to the show, and we sang that song, and my mom literally is bawling her eyes out in the middle of the crowd. She's like literally like 5 foot from the stage, dude, and she just tears everywhere, dude. And my mom told me after, she said, "Son, I love you." I said, "I love you too, Mom." She goes, I just, that song just means everything. So now every time my mom comes to a concert, I don't even want to play that song, man. You know what I mean? But we do, and I'm sure part of her enjoys hearing it. You know, it reminds her of her son, and that's important.
It's definitely a story that needs to be told too.
Yeah,
where you don't forget the memory of someone.
Yeah, man. Like, and especially now, like people are dying left and right, and
yeah,
it sucks.
Yeah, it's a tough time, but we'll get through it.
Yep, we just got.
I like your shirt, by the way.
Oh, yeah, we were worried about cussing on here. Just
I know.
It says something about fuck is the only word you can fucking say, and it'll fucking mean anything.
Fuck can be used in many fucking
ways. In many fucking ways. I should use this shirt like every time just to let people know that they can cuss.
Yeah, there you go.
When can we possibly? Oh, you said 3 to 6 months for the Soul Intention stuff, but
right.
Do you have any idea of when the more Lies of an Alibi music is coming?
Well, like we said, we're working on about. We have like 5 tracks.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
We got about 5 tracks that we're working on right now. We were talking about possibly doing an acoustic version of Beyond the Clouds.
Oh, nice.
Like a stripped down version of that. I don't know if we're going to do it yet. We haven't even started on it. Yeah. But that could potentially, if it comes out well, we might publish that. But the other songs, there's 2 in particular that we're going to focus on in the next month or so. So what I'm hoping to do is the Soul Intention album, if we can get it out within like 3-4 months, something like that, we'll have that one release. And then in the time of from now to when that releases, we'll be working on trying to record 2 new ones. And hopefully, because the goal was to try to release 1 new song every 2 months.
Oh,
nice. I mean, obviously, you're not going to get a song every 2 months on the dot. You got to have time between. But to try to be in the process of recording one every 6 to 8 weeks. So hopefully, we got the holiday season coming up. We're going to be writing and recording throughout the end of the year. Then hopefully early next year, the Soul Intention album will release. And then after that's been out for a month or 2, we'll hopefully have a new single to release. And then another 6 to 8 weeks after that, we'll have another one as well. So something along those lines. Hopefully we'll have 2 new singles to release and the Soul Intention album all released within the next 6 to 8 months total. So
I honestly really wish right now that I could time travel because to next year.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna try to release them as quickly as possible, with still being able to have time to, hype it up, market it a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, of course. And I'm gonna make sure to share everything that you guys share on my pages, because
Thank you.
like you guys are, freaking amazing, and your music should be heard everywhere.
I appreciate that, brother.
And can we talk a little bit more about Freak Like Me and the music video? Did you guys record that at Scout Bar?
Absolutely.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, some of the footage, yes.
Yeah, not the footage of us playing. That was done at an outside location. But all the bar footage and stuff is definitely the pub side of Scout Bar.
Oh, nice. And how did
Yeah,
that?
we actually, huh?
How did that song come about?
That was probably the first song.
Yeah, we were just trying to be a little bit raunchy with a song.
Yeah.
We were trying to get some, we figured maybe sex would sell. So if we get a little nasty with a song, then maybe people would pay attention to it.
Yeah, that was the first song I think the band wrote together. Well, we had like 3 songs we were working on, but that was the first one that we finished all the way. And we just kind of want to be a little raunchy, you know what I mean? Get a little nasty. And so we ended up recording it, and then we're like, look, dude, let's not release a song till we have a music video. Let's do both at the same time, because it's our first song, Like, let's come out, let's show everybody what it looked like, show them the song, they can see the whole video and everything. So, we're poor, we don't have a whole lot of money to just be throwing at stuff, all the, video producers and all this. So we ended up filming it all ourselves. I had one friend of mine come out and help do some of the camera work whenever the band was in the band sections.
Yeah.
Because obviously I can't film myself, but everything else was filmed by me. And we had a guy who was supposed to edit the video for us. And then 2 weeks before the release, he was like, "Oh, my hard drive fried, bro. I lost everything. You're on your own." I'm like, "What?"
Oh.
I was like, "No, dude. Like, you said it was gonna be done. Like, I need it now." Like, so basically, I had to download Adobe Premiere and learn how to use the software and fully edit the video myself, all within like 8 days. I had 8 days, dude, to do a song. I've never done this before. You know what I mean? So there's some parts of the video that are a little amateur, and there's things that are maybe overdone and things that weren't done quite good enough. Some of the color correction's a little off, but honestly, I'm pretty proud of it.
You know what though? It makes sense, because in that song you're pretty much saying like, hey, let's get drunk and do stuff.
Yep.
So if there's like maybe like a blur or something, it could probably be the guy's vision trying to look at the girl, or the girl's vision trying to look at the guy. So, there's really no mistake there, even though there might be.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it was. Look, I spent a lot of time, dude. I was getting off work every day from my normal job about 5 o'clock. I'd come home. I'd sit at the computer for about 4 hours a day, dude. 4 to 5 hours a day for 8 days straight, dude. Every day. And then on the weekends, I'm spending about 6 to 8 hours on those 2 days, like Friday and Saturday. It was exhausting. I'm not gonna lie, and I pretty much hated the song after I got done, because I already recorded it, and then we filmed it all with the song playing a dozen times. It took us how many hours did it take to film it?
It was a while.
Like 4 hours maybe.
Yeah.
Dude, we started filming it in a warehouse at like midnight. We didn't, or no, like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. We didn't leave till 3:30 in the morning, bro. I had to work at 6 a.m. I literally went home and got dressed and went straight to work.
It was hot in there and everything too. It was a fabrication warehouse with a bunch of chain hoists and metal work. So
yeah,
it was
a lot of fun though. Dude.
Yeah,
we had a good time. We all got kind of drunk at the end. Some of that footage, if you look close, you might be like,
look at me for definitely looking into my eyes in the video.
I
was eating the gummy bears that had been soaked in vodka.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how much it was gonna sneak up on me. And I had a couple beers before that. I ended up drunk.
Yeah, we had a good time though, man. It was a lot of fun, a lot of work, dude. It was hard work.
Wow, man, like.
But that video also, when he was doing all the editing and stuff like that, he had me come over to try to like look at it to see if I saw anything. And none of us have a background in film or nothing like that. So I was
yeah, he's just literally just sitting here being my like.
Fine.
He's like, yeah, looks good, Jake. Looks good, bro. You did a great job.
But did anything come about with that? Like, do you know now how to do that? And
yeah, we learned a lot. I mean, the thing is, when it comes to stuff like that, the only way to get good at it is to do it a lot. It just, there's so many factors when it comes to film, and I don't have the time to devote to that. I have too many other things going on, you know. But we do know that if we ever had to make a video, we can find a way to do it. And that's the biggest thing. Is like, we don't have to have anybody else in order to get a video done. You know what I mean?
True.
Obviously, it would be better if we could find somebody, but you know, it's you know, when you're on a tight budget, man, you got to do whatever you can, you know, to make the best you possibly can.
Tell me about it, dude. I have this guy telling me like, oh, you should get a 4K camera, and you should get a microphone. You're only gonna spend like $400 or $300. I'm like, bro, I work at a bar and I get paid $30 a week, and like,
Yeah,
nobody tips a guy. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I'm just like,
I mean, but you know, with technology, dude, like most people, like if they're watching this right now, they're watching it in like 720. You know what I mean?
oh yeah,
Why you need a 4K? Why you need a 4K camera? You don't. You know, you get the best bang for your buck that meets all the needs of what you got going on, and that's kind of what we've been doing. The last song that we just put out, Psycho, our newest release, that was recorded in this. That was recorded in this room, bro. Look, I'm gonna give you a little virtual tour real quick. All right, this is our rig, right?
oh,
Everything was recorded through this mixer. This is a Behringer mixer. Behringer mixer, dude. They make budget gear. Everything was recorded through this, right into my Mac or my MacBook or my Mac Pro, whatever it's called.
Hey, I have that's what
yeah,
I'm
there
using
you
right
go.
now.
And you know, we're using professional software, but you know, all the gear, you know, it's all affordable gear. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got microphone here, and I'll give you a quick view of our jam space. It's kind of dirty, but you can see, here's the drum kit,
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I mean, it's all pretty budget stuff, We got a couple, decent microphones like SM57, some Sennheiser stuff, but it's not. You don't have to have the best stuff in the world to get quality products. You know what I'm saying? It's all about how you do it and how you use everything that's at your disposal. So, if any bands out there watching, man, you can make good music on budget gear. You don't have to have a fancy studio. Do those things help? Hell yeah, they help. Otherwise, these big professionals wouldn't be using this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you can get close. You know what I mean? And if your song is good, people are going to hear it, and they don't care that, oh, that was recorded with a Behringer. They don't care. They don't think that. You listen to music and be like, oh, I wonder what they recorded with. That's about all. As far as you go, like, oh, I bet they used the SM57 with a blah, blah, blah preamp, going into a SSL board. Nobody knows that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All they care about is it sounds good. Does it sound good? Yes. Then you're good, And I think that's the approach we're trying to take right now.
Honestly, I've seen the interviewers that come with like cameras and stuff to record the band to interview, and I'm just over here coming with my freaking $800 iPhone 11. I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna interview you through this, and
Yeah.
it's cheap, but like it's just me. Like nobody cares.
Everybody cares, man. Everything you do matters.
Yeah, I know. And who would you guys like to tour with?
I mean, dream bands?
Yeah, dream
That's
band.
a tough one. There's so many good bands out there.
So that's a long list for me.
But I mean, I would say one band that I've been listening to a lot here recently is Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh, nice.
Those guys are awesome. I like them a lot. But I mean, to say that that's like the band I want to tour with, I wouldn't say that. I mean, it would be impossible to pick, dude. Because if I got a call today and say, "Hey, Breaking Benjamin wants you to go on tour with him," let's go.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
I'm going now.
But just the same, if any other band at similar caliber would call me, I would be like, let's go. You don't want to miss out on stuff like that. So as far as like dream tours, that's a tough question, man. I listen to a lot of music and I like a lot of bands, and some of those bands are not even that big.
Right?
Yeah.
Some of my favorite songs right now are from bands that you probably never even heard of, And I think that's what really matters is finding bands that you like. And if they offer you something like that, dude, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Pack up my bag. I'll pack up the road case right now. Let's go. Wheel it out.
Honestly, I only listen to bands that are either underground or locals or bands that are not getting played on the radio because I hate the radio. Oh, nice.
This is Luna.
Well, at least yours is being calm. Mine's over there barking.
For now.
Yeah.
Wait till we're done. She'll be crazy.
She's normally a psycho.
That's crazy though. Like, I honestly, I have a friend. They're in a band called And the Hero Prevails, and I honestly would like for you to. I would like for you guys to play a show with them once, cause they're honestly really good, and I think you guys would totally, hit it off as a band. Like,
Yeah, where are they from?
they're from here, from San Benito, Texas.
Okay. I mean, dude, anything's possible, bro. Whenever things start getting opened up and the bars are starting to get packed again with concert venues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down. We can come down there, dude.
Yeah,
we
we
would
love
want to
coming
come down there for a while, right?
Yeah, I know. I
So-
think I talked to Will a few times, like, hey, we're gonna go down there, and it just never happened.
Yeah, we've been trying for a long time, but just every time that we get close, something happens. Somebody's out of town. It's just something comes up.
Yeah, but dude, honestly, the next time we come down, I would love to have a local band, like the ones you mentioned, maybe,
Yeah.
to let them headline the show, dude. We want to be there. We want to entertain their fans a little bit, and get to meet the people. Because if we headline it, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like nobody knows us yet down there. You know what I mean? Or if they do, they done forgot about it. So we got to remind them. So having a show where we can, direct support a good local band like that meshes well with our style. That
Yeah.
would be great. I would love to do that.
Yeah, it's been about 6 years, since we've been down to the valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the last time you guys came was with Swinging Teresa and
Yeah.
That was it.
Tantric.
I don't know.
Mm,
Swing Teresa was the last time though.
yeah, that was I think that was at Smoking Aces in McAllen.
Yeah.
Emperors and Elephants.
And who?
Emperors and Elephants.
Was that,
Mm,
was that, maybe.
maybe I don't know. It's been a long time.
I think it's that or maybe it wasn't. You know what? Yeah, you guys played at Aces, and I was celebrating my birthday, and I was too drunk.
Yeah.
You had the birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that, dude. Yeah,
the
we
drone.
sang happy birthday to you on stage, too.
And I'm over here like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I remember that night.
Somebody gave me a weed brownie over there too.
Oh, nice. Yeah, honestly, the Valley needs more rock because it's taken over by just the music that gets played on hip hop stations, and
Yeah.
when they're like concert announcement, like everybody kind of gets excited and hopes for a Guns N' Roses or a Hellstorm, and then they get like somebody like Teriyaki 6ix9ine or whatever it's called.
Teriyaki 6ix9ine, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'd pass on that show.
Yeah, no thanks. Lay down. Sit down.
What's been the toughest thing about
Mhm.
being in a band, and hold on. What's been the toughest thing for the band? Oh, yeah. What's the toughest thing what's the toughest thing for the band that's been from what's been going on? Like, what's the one thing that you guys have to struggle with so far?
Are you talking about from the pandemic point of view, or which way do you mean that?
Yeah, from the pandemic point of view.
I would say work schedules have been something that has been fluctuating because like they cut out all my overtime, which I mean that made me more available for practice and rehearsal and writing and all that stuff. But like Jake over here, he was working days and days in a row and stuff like that. It was kind of making our schedules hard to get together as a total unit to play.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Alex, he's in Chicago right now working, so he's kind of only here whenever he can be, which is pretty rare. But Anthony right now, he's in
Baltimore.
He's in Baltimore working for only for a week, and then he'll be back. But my work schedule's been, I sat at home for 3 months, and then I worked like for a month straight without any days off, and then now I'm on 40 hours again. So it's just been the scheduling has been probably one of the toughest issues as far as getting together and writing. But as far as you just can't play right now. You can't play shows right now. And that's there's a few options to play shows, but the thing is, we go play those shows, dude, no one's gonna be there. You know, like the last show we played one show, first show we played in a year now, and we went out there and played, and since it's been so long for us to be on stage, we were a little rusty for one, but the crowd was just, you know, they're all away from each other, the energy's not right, and the crowd's about half of what it should have been. So that part kind of sucks, which is why I think we kind of want to focus on just writing and recording and getting stuff out digitally until things open back up 100%. Then we're ready to start hitting the circuits, you know.
Would you guys ever do maybe like a virtual concert or?
So I have plans for that, but I don't know if it's gonna work out yet. I've never done it before, and there's a lot that goes into doing it right.
Yeah.
But if we do, I have a location that I want to use. It's a friend of mine, his house. It's like he's living in like a metal building that's been converted into a home. But there's a lot of garage doors, and it's real big open space out there. And what I thought about doing was throwing a house party there, like a house concert, right?
Yeah.
But then having a live stream of it the whole time, and then taking the audio from the mixing board, getting it right, and then streaming it, right? With a camera that's actually moving, a cameraman walking around filming the concert. So you almost feel like you're kind of there, you know what I mean? It's just there's a lot to go into logistically, so I don't know when or if we're even going to do that, but it's something I want to do. But if we can find a way to pull it off, I will definitely give you a heads up.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see. If we do, it'll be badass.
Yeah, definitely. And I really do hope it happens, because, you know, just seeing like older stuff from older concerts, it's kind of like, I've seen this video like 20 times already.
Yeah. Yeah, you ready for some new stuff, huh?
Yeah, I'm tired, man.
For sure.
I started listening to shitty music now, so it's kind of like.
Oh no, that's not good.
And can you talk to me a little bit more about Psycho?
Sure. Yeah. What do you want to know? So, like I was telling you, we recorded it ourselves. That's the first new song with our new guitar player Matt, by the way. So the opening riff where it goes da 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 da. That opening riff, that's actually Matt. He came up with that.
Nice.
And the song actually came together really easily. It's one of those ones where we were just at practice, and then Matt came in and he was like, I got this riff, so he starts playing it, and everybody just fills in. Willie's real natural on the drums with it. He didn't really even have to, when we recorded it, it took him maybe 5 takes to get the whole song, you know what I mean?
Oh.
So he, but Willie's always been pretty good. He's really good with playing to a metronome. So for recording it, it's actually pretty easy for him because he likes to be structured and do his, he likes to learn his parts and do them right every time so he can accentuate them and make them sound really big and powerful when the time comes. So
a lot of that too was it was very natural and easy for me because a lot of what I'm doing in that song, I'm following the guitars. So a lot of my double kicks that are going on and my fills and stuff, they're just accenting whatever they're already doing with the guitar riffs.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the song in general though it's so the song's called Psycho, but it's really not about like a psycho killer or anything like that. Yeah. And it's not necessarily about, when you think of it, it's more in the vein of a relationship. And it's not, the psycho isn't necessarily the man or the woman. What it is that the psycho is the fact that, you're with somebody and they're batshit. And for some reason, no matter how hard you try, you just can't leave them. You can't get rid of them. They mess up, they do some stupid ass shit, and then you break up with them, and then they talk their way back into your life, and you just can't get rid of them. And you're like, I know she's a psycho, I know she's fucking crazy, but can't get enough for whatever freaking reason. And I think we've all been there in those relationships, and eventually you find a way to get out of it, or that person, changes, and the relationship moves into a better place. But, I think we've all been there. That's kind of what the song's about. It's about being with it's that psycho ex that you talk about. You know what I mean? And that, that's kind of the premise for the song.
You should have never met that girl at that bar in Freak Like Me, because you got a psycho.
Yeah, that's right. That's who it's about. It's about her, man. I know,
fucking. And this one's more of a fun one, but if you guys were separately stuck in an elevator, with any musician, dead or alive, who would it be and what would you talk about?
If you were stuck in an elevator with any musician,
Dead or alive?
ooh, I know. I got mine, I think.
I probably want to get stuck with Keith Richards because he'd have a lot of party favors to pass the time.
So for me, I think there's a couple. I have a couple different favorite vocalists, but the one that comes to mind first is Freddie Mercury.
Oh yeah.
The dude was just such an amazing guy, you know, and he did. I know that man's got stories for days. And not only that, if we got bored, we could just do some acapella and have a great time. Because that dude has the voice of an angel,
Yeah.
for sure. That guy was so talented. And yeah, mine would be Freddie Mercury, for sure. 100%.
That's awesome.
As long as he keeps 6 feet away. You know what I'm saying?
6 feet away.
I don't want no
Wear your
coronavirus.
mask, Freddie.
No coronavirus here.
Is there anything that you would like to tell your fans?
I would say we're looking forward to seeing everybody back at shows when they start letting us play big shows again. For sure, we're excited.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you guys so much and gals for sticking with us for so long. You know, just like Ernie, you know, you've been with us for a long time, man, and just to still have the love and support from you and many others like you, dude, it means the world to us. And you know, I know we're all getting older, you know what I mean, but we're still here to make rock music and try to spread some love. And you know, we want our fans to live vicariously through us. When we're on stage, when we come off, dude, you know how we are. We always come out. We want to shake hands. We want to take shots. We want to take pictures. We want to have a good time. And that's what we're all about. We want to have fun. And we want our fans and the people who come out to also have fun. I don't even care if you don't like our music. If you like seeing us jump around like idiots on stage and then come out and drink with us afterwards, that's enough for me. I don't care. Because I know that you're having a good time and your life has been improved. And you know what I mean? That's what really counts, dude, is having fun, making friendships, and, you know, enjoying music. That's it. So thank you guys so much for sticking with us. And we hope to bring you a lot of good music in the future.
Absolutely.
And where can we find you guys?
You know, all the good. I think the best place right now, if you want to just listen to music, would be on Spotify or Apple Music. Either of those two platforms would be the best way to listen to music. But if you want to contact us, we're pretty active on Facebook for the most part. But I've been trying to get on Twitter more and Instagram. So any of those places, just type in Lies of an Alibi. And, you know, we respond to everyone. So if you send us a message, you'll get heard from. You'll get heard, and we'll respond to you. So, yeah, feel free to contact us on any platform.
Thank you guys for doing this with me. It's been like 7 years in the making.
Heck yeah, dude.
Thank you,
Hopefully more in
everybody.
the future.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to this interview with Lies of an Alibi. Check them out. Psycho's available now. Stream it everywhere. And more music to come pretty soon. And remember, everybody, that without music, life would be a mistake.